Took my family away from my Carolina home. Had dreams about the West and started to roam. 6 long months on a dust-covered trail. They say heaven's at the end, but so far it's been hell. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. We were digging and shifting 5 to 5, selling everything we found just to stay alive. Gold flowed free like the whiskey in the bars. Sinning was the big thing, Lord, and Satan was a star. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. And blood lined the streets. Men were shot down for the sake of having fun, or just to hear the noise of their 44 guns. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. Now my widow, she weeps by my grave. Tears flow free for her man couldn't save. Shot down in cold blood by a gun that carried fame, all for the useless and no good, worthless claim. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there.
1. Another article by our friend Matt Hospodar, the prospecting geologist here on YouTube. He's a columnist. He writes articles for the International California Mining Journal. It's a great rag. Josh might come in for a little bit tonight, talk a little bit about the return of Downeyville Gold Rush days. Downeyville, California on the North Motherlode, or I mean, in the Motherlode, off of Highway 49 on the North Yuba River. David Villa, hola. Chew, if you're still here, thank you for being the first in the live chat room, along with No Gold in Utah, Gold Pro Unlimited, Robert Dupati, brother of another mother, one of my brothers of another mother, good personal friend of mine, Heather, hello. WAIM Radio. Yeah, I thought about dropping my email when you talked about it over at Aaron's live stream, but I thought not. I'm glad you found it, but it's really easy. Flashinyourpan at gmail.com. All Things Country, congratulations on your 500 milestone, 500 plus now. Maybe I'll take a gander at your channel here in a little bit. I know I am a subscriber, and if you're not, all you other guys in the chat room and maybe gals, head over to All Things Country and give them a subscribe. Speaking of, if you're not yet a subscriber here at Flash in Your Plan, please hit that subscribe, ring that bell, and definitely right now hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, let the algorithms know that you enjoy Tuesday Night Hangout Live, where in June 22nd, it's not a show night, but June 22nd will be our 7-year anniversary here on Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Where it's going to from there, I don't know yet, but it is what it is. Tin Man Magnet Fishing, always good to see you, Willie, my friend. Brad Welsh, g'day, mate. Glad to see you joining us on your work day. It's always good having you about. Moon's over Miami. Good to see you. Hobo Rob Prospecting in the chat. Good to see you too. Good evening, Ohio Relic Hunter. How are you doing, Bill? It's always good to see our class clown in the live chat. It's always good to see you. Is Oak Island still on Tuesday nights? I know sometimes I pull down east metal detecting and prospecting away from Oak Island once in a while, but I wish Oak Island would change its day because I'm not. Ooh, excuse me. Better burp it and taste it than fart it, I wasted. Wasted, I guess. Yep, class clown, old Bill. Class clown. Oh, forgot to enter this that I have typed in the chat. Well, tonight's the first Tuesday night of the month. As you know, it's Open Line Tuesday. I don't think I have any really big news. Just the world's going kind of bazonkers right now. I'm still interested in a co-host. If anyone wants to ever talk about it and kind of audition for it, I would consider it. It's a good time. Rock Butcher, how are you doing? Jim, good to see you. Hope all is well wherever you may be at this particular time. Outdoor Wally, yes it is. Right now it's going crazy where wrong is right and right is wrong and he's our she's and it's our that and the other thing, but we know this ain't a political channel and not a religious channel. If you ever want to talk about my politics or my faith, I'm an open book, just drop me a line. Hey, Cushy. Cushy in the house. Fair to middling, Ed. Just got both eyeballs done for cataracts. And now I can see you there all the way from here. Very good. I thought about getting LASIK surgery on my eyes, but I hear they can't do it if you wear bifocals. So, I guess that's out of the picture. Out of the picture. I'm gonna send Josh Rinke of California Mining Journal a link. I told him I would tonight so he could talk about uh, Downeyville Gold Rush Days. It's August 1st through the 4th. For those who are going to Blue Leads Nugget Hunt the weekend before, wait, July, August, yes. The week before, and you're still in the area, you might want to check it out because there's going to be all kinds of people there. I believe my good friend, my friend Mike Pung's going to be there with Cash Best and a bunch of others. There's a lot of camping in the area. Willow Creek Campground, Fiddle Creek Campground, Rocky Rest Campground, Loganville Campground, Wind Plum Campground, Sierra Skies RV Park, Indian Valley Outposts, and plenty of hotels like the Carriage House Inn, Downeyville River Inn, Riverside Mountain Lodge, Sierra Pine Resort, Bassett Station, and even rental cabins in the area. The Lure Resort, Sierra Streamside Cabins. Ain't that where you're staying, Brad? Sierra Shangri-La. That kind of sounds kind of hippie. That's the name of the dispensary down the road. Not Sierra Shangri-La, but Shangri-La. Um, I sent him an invite, but I'm gonna put it up in the live chat. The Yuba River Inn and uh, Buttes Resort, uh, but shoot, there is a fee. There is a fee. Full if you're gonna be there all 4 days, it's $30 for adults, $5 for children, 12 through 17. I believe maybe anyone under 12 is free. Um, all kinds of vendors. Yep, Gold Cube's gonna be there with Golden Sand. So just stopping by, hit the like. Thank you, Dan B. I greatly appreciate it. Hang around a little bit. Don't want YouTube to say, I guess Dan B don't really like Tuesday Night Hangout Live. He just hopped in and hopped out. But I do appreciate it, brother. But the longer I could keep you here, the better. What can I say? I'm just that way. Mi amigo David Villa is in the house, has been in the house. And also my friend Rob Y. Gold's Metal Detecting and Adventures. You could usually catch him and Mr. Lodak along with Tim Grimes, Rich Cooley, Swiftwater Tony, and I think that's it. Swiftwater, Tim Grimes, the creator, Swiftwater Tony, Rich Cooley, Mr. Lodak, and Y Gold every Sunday night. Well, not every Sunday night, you know. Most Sunday nights at 7:30 over at Gold Prospectors Space .com, or here is that Prospectors Radio here on YouTube, Mr. Lodak, or Gold Prospectors Space. I think it might be Prospectors Radio. Alaska Gold Hunter. I know it's what, 4 o'clock in Alaska right now. Sorry, brother. Um, Prospectors Radio here on YouTube at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Ronald, good to see you, my friend. Hitori is in the house. How you doing? Oh, Rod. Rob hit a tot lot near his house this morning. 50 cents in a ring. It's stainless, but it's still a ring. Brian B. Higgles. At my last Flash Bash, Rob, hit up the tot lot in the town of Butler, Ohio, and found a palladium diamond ring. A beautiful princess cut, I believe it was, with baguettes on it. Beautiful ring. Somebody's mother was bumming, but it sure made Brian B. Higgles good. All right. Thanks for the super chat. Give you one of these, brother. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. That was a crazy day. You were there, weren't you? Weren't you, Willie? Before you left, huh? And yes, Mr. Lodak is our #1 moderator. You got it 413, but working 12 hours doesn't help it any. Gotta get that gold, brother. Gotta get that gold. Maybe during your off season in the winter, unless you come down to Arizona or Southern California to mine, brother. Would like to get you on. I know we've talked about it before, and I know mining season's out of the question, because, hey, make hay while the sun shines, or get that gold while the sun shines, eh? Burger time. Have it delivered. Have it delivered. Yeah. Well, I don't even know if Josh Rinke has seen it yet. Oh, he saw it. I told him I would. If he does come in, he comes in. If not, he don't. But it's brought to you by California Mining Journal. I know they still say ICMJ, which means International California Mining Journal. Great rag, by the way. Also brought to Downeyville Gold Rush Days is also brought to you by our friends over at PLP. They put up the good fight for keeping our public lands public, because you know those scissor bills, as Buzzard Massey would say, those scissor bills and all those little tree huggers and stuff want to keep it all to themselves. But I have someone knocking on my door, ringing my doorbell, so I'll be right back and going to the other side. So don't go away.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. With your host, Ed Marvin. Tuesday Night Hangout Live is a Flash in Your Pan production.
In the shadows head.
And what's funny, I just did a short on it too. During my last Open Line Tuesday, Josh,
Yeah.
my granddaughter was behind me and she didn't like my avatar, what you're looking at right now. And she was
Yeah.
behind me Oh, you can't see me. So let me turn off my avatar and turn on my other camera so you could see what I'm gonna do. But she's behind me and she's shaking her hand at it and giving it a dirty grin. And
You didn't like it, huh?
towards the very end, she flips it the bird. And Mr. Lodak in the chat room's like, she just flipped us off. Something like that. I can't quote it, but it was close.
Oh, man.
I was just talking about, with everyone in the crowd, I was just talking about Downeyville Gold Rush days.
Yeah.
Along the beautiful North Fork Yuba River and Downeyville River, right?
Yep. I gotta shut my door real quick. It's loud out there.
Okay, will do. Hey, Chad Ryan, welcome. Eric Carter in the house. But I'm actually surprised that short hasn't gotten more views. But hey, uh, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'll blame it on Kevin Hoagland. He encouraged me to make a short of it. So
About the Downeyville Gold Rush days?
with my granddaughter flipping off the avatar behind me.
Kids are funny. Like my kids, they see animated stuff and sometimes it's kind of weird looking and they freak out about it. So I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I'm surprised she flipped me off. I didn't even notice it really when was doing my spiel until Mr. Lodak, he's my head moderator, and he's like, she was flipping us off, or flipping off your avatar, or something like that.
That's
And
funny. How old is she?
oh, she's only 2.
Oh, wow.
But
Starting early.
she didn't learn that stuff from Grandma and I. No, no, no. She's the youngest of out of 6 altogether. So
Oh, wow.
she has a bunch of influences.
Yeah, that's a lot of kids.
Chad Ryan, you've watched my live before with Hot Mess Fishing. Well, excellent. Welcome. Welcome. Everybody, this is Josh. He's the editor of International California Mining Journal. And you've heard me talk about it before. Experienced miner from the Motherlode. Has been a guest on our show before. I just had my producer shouting out at me. Apparently, there's rotating clouds and tornado warnings. Well, honey, it's all in God's hands, and hopefully he's not mad at me and bring down his fury on me during my live stream.
Looks like you're in the basement anyway, huh?
It's a bi-level. But I'm in the lower level, but we're only like 4 feet underground.
Oh, okay.
So
should help a little bit at least.
Yeah, but hey, it is what it is. If it passes by, the only thing I'll be mad about is I didn't get it on film. Being from the West Coast, we don't get tornadoes often, and now being in part of Tornado Alley, they call it part of Tornado Alley. And the way it's been the last few years, we've had quite a bit of tornado havoc in my part of Ohio and others. I've always said before I get out of here, I want to get it on film. Judy always says I'm nuts when I talk about storm chase, and you're nuts, Ed. Yeah, I'm a little crazy.
A little bit, but does sound pretty exciting.
Chad Ryan wants to know. Ask him where I can find the gold hot spots. I'll tell you right now, if you're in the Motherlode and want to find some gold, join this guy's group over at what is your
It's
Rinky
rinkygoldmining.com.
Mining and Adventures?
Yeah, the website is rinkygoldmining.com. And for $15 a month or 160 a year, you get access to over 30 claims throughout California. I handpick every one of them myself and own almost all of them myself. You know, I don't just throw claims in there just because I could say I have so many. I make sure that they're great quality stuff. And our group is not very old. So none of the claims are beat up or, you know, there's lots of gold left to be found.
But I know Hot Mess is from Kentucky. I know Kentucky has a lot of limestone, some cool fossils, and can find some nice calcite and stuff. But for the gold there, the placer gold, I think the only little bit is on the end moraine that's barely clipped northern Kentucky around Fort Knox. But across the Ohio River, southern Indiana and southern southwest Ohio has glacier gold. And actually, it might surprise you, we do find occasional nuggets and pickers. Thank you, Mr. Lodak, for putting that out there. Mr. Lodak dropped your link to your website.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Don G, good to see you. But Eastern Tennessee has a pretty gold history around Coker Creek and Calico Plains, and believe the Pigeon River near Pigeon Forge has gold in it. I was reading about another river that carries gold, but the Appalachia Range used to be a huge mountain range. They said at one time it was as high as the Cascades and the Sierras.
Well,
And it's nowhere near that now, Josh.
well, everybody knows where the good gold is. It's right where I'm at, California.
You should put the slide in.
Oh. Apparently there's tornado warnings
going off all over the place here.
Going off all over. I have my slide out in my travel trailer. Let me post you up full, Josh, and you could have the mic for, if I could find where that is. There it is.
Is there any way I can get the chat up as well? Or is it on YouTube? I can pull it up on my computer.
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
All right, just give me 1 minute here so I can find the chat at least. So it's
I'm
just shooting in the dark.
Okay. But once you find the chat and you could see the live chat, I'll bring you up full screen, full screen, fuller than you are now.
All right. What's the YouTube channel called again?
What?
A Flash in Your Pan, right? But that's all I know.
Yeah, Flash in Your Pan.
I just didn't know if it's a different
See,
name
it's
or not.
even on my address of my magazine, Flashing Your Pan Productions.
Um,
Warnings in Southwest Ohio also. Uh, Judy was just saying there's confirmed funnel cloud in Van Wert, which is 15 minutes to the west of me, and one in Convoy, which is about 20 minutes to the west of me.
that's scary.
Oh, I think I'd be a little safer here downstairs at home, Willie, than out in my gold shed. I have my dredge in my gold shed, my high banker in my dredge, metal
Man, that's scary.
detectors, shovels, and picks and stuff, all kinds of stuff that could
How do
nail
I
me.
find the chat box here? I can't find the chat.
Um, are you on the live page
Yeah,
or
I'm
are you?
watching us right now, but there's no chat option. Oh, wait,
Okay,
no, there it is. I got it.
there you go. So let me put you up, and I need to grab my keys to my travel trailer, and I'm gonna zoom you up
All right, sounds
so
good.
it's all you, my friend,
All right, see you
and
soon.
you'll see me when I come back. Everybody, keep him on his toes, all right, friends? Be right back, Josh. Be right back,
All right.
everybody.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Any questions for me out there? Main reason of me coming on is I wanted to promote our show coming up in Downeyville, California. It's August 1st through the 4th, and it's a big gold show, but we also have permission to mine there in town. And if you've never been to Downeyville or heard of it, it's an amazing uh, old school, from the 1800s town, gold rush history. Just amazing stuff to do there. And the surroundings, it just doesn't get any better than that. So August 1st through 4th, it's a 3-day gold show. And also, you can mine in the rivers right there in town. We have special permission for that. We'll have all the big guys there as vendors too, like Keen and Mike Pong and all of those guys. So that'll be a ton of fun for everybody. What's up, ERRT Radio? So you guys ever anybody here from California? When was my first big find? Uh, yeah, probably about 15 years or so ago. I got on this one claim and we started digging and started finding 1, 2, 3 gram nuggets, and then we just shoveled into a sluice all day long and found an ounce in one day with just a sluice. Needless to say, I hit that spot hard for quite a while. But yeah, I've never had any like giant nuggets because mainly I dredge or just placer mining. But I'm getting into the metal detecting now too. It's a lot of fun. Sorry, I wasn't prepared to take over the show for a bit tonight. Apparently, Ed's got something going on with tornado warnings and stuff. So, yeah, Don G says, Josh, I heard everyone was fleeing from California. Well, some people are, but some of us got to stay and fight too. So it is what it is. And I've lived here my whole life. So it's just kind of where I'm at, and all that. So, but yeah, Bedrock Bennett says the gold show sounds pretty sweet. It really is, man. It's tons of fun. I know Adam. Uh, he's coming out this year. He was there last year too, and it's a really great way to get to meet people and just hang out and make new friends and see all the latest equipment that everybody's bringing. Because, like I said, we do have a large gold show happening with all the vendors set up, and it's 3 days. So yeah, let's see. ERRT Radio says, "What's your favorite piece of equipment?" I like to dredge. I'm a big fan of Keen dredges. They have always worked really well for me, and so that's my favorite thing. But I do have the Garrett Axiom, which I've been playing with, and I really appreciate that thing. It works super good, and it's half the price of some of the other more expensive one. In my mind, it works almost just as good. So yeah, Gold Pro Unlimited says, "Josh, what are the current dredging laws in California?" Well, years ago, this thing came out, and it's called SB 637. It's a California law, and it basically outlawed, it redefined dredging as the use of any mechanical means to recover valuable minerals. And so basically that got rid of everything. Mechanical is a very wide definition. So, according to them, it's illegal, but PLP, Public Lands for the People, checked out their laws. Can you guys hear Ed back there? Anyway, yeah, so PLP came up with this way that you're actually legally allowed to dredge in California without permits, but it's for reclamation purposes. You're there to clean up the rivers, get rid of the lead, mercury, all that stuff. And if it's on your claim, then you get to keep all the gold. So I'd highly.
Oh, you're muted somehow.
I think you muted me.
Oh, I don't know if I did or not. I thought I.
Can you guys hear us?
Oh, they can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, dredging is open in California again. You just got to join PLP. They'll send you a card with information. There's a few steps you have to take, and they'll send you the card and get you everything you need. And you take those steps, and they're easy. So
Bedrock Bennett's in the house.
Mr. Bennett. Yeah, Bennett, we got claims. It's $15 a month or $160 a year. And you get access to over 30 claims throughout California. All good stuff. You can sign up at rinkygoldmining.com. And you can do monthly. You can sign up for just a month, come on out, hit some claims, and then cancel your account anytime you like. So no commitments there.
Bedrock Bennett's a local son of the Motherlode.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. He runs with Adam, so Marco and those guys. So
yeah, Top Cat, and Todd, and Gary Two Toes, and
yeah,
Jerry.
bunch of good guys. Those guys know how to find the gold for sure.
Yeah, should have seen the nugget Top Cat got. Oh my goodness. Jeez, but
Yeah.
I've seen some really nice stuff Bennett's got too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's a really cool guy.
Yeah, and what's he asking, Josh? Did you go to the gold show in Arizona? You talking about the courtside show?
Do you go to the gold shows in Arizona?
Just the courtside show, but I haven't gone the past 2 years, just because of money and time, and it's about a 15-hour drive for us to get down there. So we stop in Tonopah and stay the night, and then continue the drive the next day, and it's a big pain in the ass.
Johnny Turtle was wondering, what detector do you prefer?
So I have a Garrett Axiom, the Garrett 24K, which is actually an old White's machine, and I have a Monster 1000.
You
the
must
Monster
have said something, because Bennett commented on the Axiom. So sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. I just got back because I had to button up my travel trailer because we have confirmed tornadoes to the north, and confirmed tornadoes to the west.
It's
It's,
a bad.
most of the time they go around us. So,
Yeah.
and create lots of work for me.
All right. Well, hopefully it continues to be that way and it don't get too close to you guys.
Well, for anyone in Indiana or Ohio, batten down the hatches, stay safe, and I hope our good Father protects you in the name of His Son. Ken,
Amen.
how you doing, Idaho Dredge legend? Gary is a legend. Yes, he is, and it was an honor finding gold with him. It was even better. I wish you were there, Bennett, with us when we hiked out of him and Jeff's claim with, what was it, an ounce and a quarter of gold. And I think I had the weight count for the day, uh, where I think Todd had found the most nuggets, but Gary got first gold. We weren't even down the mountain yet, Josh. And Two Toes got the first gold. He looks at an area and goes, that's interesting. And by
Yeah.
the time we even got to base camp, he's coming down with a nugget in his mouth.
Yeah, he's got that. Some people can use their knowledge and talents and find gold pretty good, but then other people just seem to be a damn magnet to it. And
I think Gary's one of those.
Gary's one of those guys. Yep.
Yeah,
He's got
I
everywhere he
was
goes.
like 15 feet from him. He came down. I went back up with him. I I'm like at the same bench, but I'm on a ridge to a creek, and he's over working about the same area he was interested in when he stopped and say, "I like the look of that. Go ahead, guys." He
Yeah.
pulls out another nice small nugget, and I'm pulling up boot tacks.
That's my luck with detectors.
But I,
I've not been into detectors for very long though. It's kind of one of those things where most guys don't pick up a detector and just start finding gold. You got to get out there and learn your machine, learn geology, learn the areas you're in. And then this sounds a little bit cliche, but the first and biggest thing you can do to find gold with metal detecting is to be in an area where there's gold.
very true, very true.
And so that starts with research.
And you're right, Bennett. Um, any day out with Gary is a chance to learn something new. That that guy, gold is gold. Yours were relics, Ed. I did find a good relic though, but that was at a secret place I cannot disclose. But it wasn't far from Bennett's house, but I can't say exactly where it was. I found it was like a button mold, a brass button mold, and
Huh.
I I swear some 49er or something dropped it there.
Yeah.
It was down yonder around the corner on No Tell'em Creek. Sorry,
Yep.
Bennett. I had to tell him. Had to tell him, Bennett.
Over by Hidden Lake, next to the tree over by the rock.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been there.
You know the spot. You know the spot. But it looked like you had a fun day on Jerry's new property, Bennett.
Telling me.
You, the mine in Hawaiian and Top Cat. I wish I could get out there this year. Another year I can't get out there. I'd like
Yeah.
to get to Downeyville Gold Rush Days, and it's following the week right after um, Tim's nugget
Nugget.
hunt over
Yeah.
up on at Union Flats on his claim.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, he's picked up another claim or two too.
Sorry, somebody keeps calling me.
It's all right. Yes, Blue Lead.
Yeah.
I finally calling him the Hugh Hefner of the Yuba River, because I don't know, Josh. We hiked into a spot on the South Yuba. Oh, I forget by what bridge it was. It was up from Purdon's Crossing. I forget the bridge.
Up from Purdon's.
Yeah,
Oh,
upriver from Purdon's Crossing.
is that just Highway 49 where it crosses?
No,
Hmm.
no.
Up
And I
from
don't want
Purdon's.
to open up another window to look on a map to get the correct
Yeah.
um, name of the place. But we were hiking down to some spots, and Top Cat, Todd, Todd Clark, and uh, Tim, Blue Lead, they were looking out on this point on the trail, looking over the valley. And I could just picture Blue Lead there with a pipe in his mouth and a smoking jacket, and he just looked like Hugh Hefner to me. So I just fondly call my friend Hugh Hefner of the Yuba River.
Yeah, there's some cool guys. I've been trying to get them to come out and cover. I want some YouTubers to go live during the Downeyville Gold Rush days. I know we got a couple guys coming out that are going to do it, but I want to get as many people possible there so that people can, see the thing for what it is in the actual town and do some interviews with some big name people and, try to get as much coverage on it as can. Because it's actually a nonprofit event. Any money that we make goes back into Downeyville. Last year, I donated $3,500 to the school in Downeyville, and then also another 2,000 split between a few of the nonprofits in town, like the museum and a couple guys that could
Right.
use a little extra money. So yeah, it's just about helping out the community up there, and because Sierra City is really nice to us miners. If you get a ticket in Sierra City, the DA will just throw it out. They won't even prosecute against miners for the most part, especially with dredging and stuff. So those guys are our friends. So we try to
I
help them
hear
out as
there's
much
a
as
couple
possible.
of counties like that where the sheriffs won't even bother with.
Well, the sheriffs can't even write you a ticket to begin with. The only people that can write you a ticket is Fish and Wildlife if you're dredging. Um, but sheriffs and those guys can take pictures and document it and then forward it to the Fish and Wildlife. But legally, they can't even write you a ticket for dredging.
Oh, really? I would imagine, since like a sheriff is a elected official, they actually have more power in their jurisdiction than like the FBI and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, somewhat. But the way that the law was written, it says that they're the managing agency, the Fish and Wildlife. So
right,
yeah,
right,
the sheriffs can't write you tickets. It's kind of like when you get a DUI here in California, they'll pull you over and then wait for the CHP to come and give you the ticket because they can't ticket for that.
ah,
So anyway, yeah, Fish and Wildlife are the guys.
yeah, they bunch of malarkey if you ask me. And now Washington has went the way of the dodo bird with dredging, and it just
Yeah, I think
bites.
I'll be back in a minute. Someone coming in I gotta do some business with.
Okay, not a problem. I know you're always working.
Yep. All right, I'll see you soon.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
How's it going?
Good.
All right. Looks like I have my avatar back. Benny, if you're here, what David Villa said. Amen, brother. Amen. Never quit, never surrender. But Bedrock Bennett, y'all, that guy is a gold finding machine. One day Bedrock Bennett's going to be as big of a legend as Tito's. Guido is in the house. Good to see you, Guido. Good to see you. But I hope when I was buttoning down the hatches on my travel trailer, because the last thing I need is my pullout to be pulled off my travel trailer from high winds and stuff. But, right? Especially with this guy up, huh, Jeff? I don't know if she'd do it another time because I actually banned her from the studio for a couple weeks because of that. But here's the Zoom invite. So if anyone wants to gee whiz, what's it doing? I wanted to pin it and I accidentally clicked on the link. Doggone technology. Technology. Crazy. Crazy. Is All Things Country still in here? I thought I met Josh when I met Tim Dennis. No, you didn't met Josh Rinke in Ohio. He was from like the Paradise area of California. One day I might meet him. You pin it, Ronald. You pin it. You click on it and hit pin comment. And oh, you're still there. Okay, good, because I'm gonna share your channel, All Things, as soon as I find right window capture. There it is. All right, everybody. We all know how hard it is to get to 500, let alone, or 100 subscribers, your first 100 subscribers. The worst. And we all know, for those who are over 500, knows how hard that is. And hold on, Tim, hold on. But here's All Things Country. He has 543 subscribers as of right now, 80 videos. You want to use this real estate here because it is searchable. Better to be looking at it than looking for it. pay dirt reviews, prospecting, metal detecting, with the side of hunting and fishing and whatever else I decide I feel like doing. You could get his email if you want to contact him. Just gotta make sure you're not a robot. His channel's been viewed 53,827 times. Oh, and he's a newbie. Joined October 25th, 2023. Very good. All Things Country. Very good. And he's from our great neighbors to the north in the Great White North. He does have playlists. Now, I hope he has good descriptions in his playlist. He has live streams, prospecting and treasure, and pay dirt reviews too. These also are searchable. The descriptions for your playlists, all things. So if you fill them out a little more under the title, put keywords in it, and it will help with your SEO. And he does do shorts. I've been doing a lot of shorts myself lately. Got a whole slew of them. Getting some good views on your shorts. Good job. Looking good. Looking good. You're moving in the right direction, all things. Oh. But yeah, he just had his 500 subscriber celebration premiere tonight before my show. I commented on it. I wish I could have been there, but kind of close to my show time. But there's All Things Prospecting. If Mr. Lodak would drop a link, or one of the other moderators, tell you what, I can drop a link for All Things Country myself. Oops. Don't mess up, bud. For All Things Country myself. I hope I'm not making it lag. I got it, Mr. Lodak. And he beat me to it. But there it is again. Mr. Lodak beat me to it. Not a problem, All Things. I don't know if it's a leg up or not, but hey, I like the content of yours that I've been able to watch. You support some of my friends. You're here right now. You're part of the FlashFam. So, hey, what can I say? Now, a friend of mine, Willie, Tin Man Magnet Fishing, or Magfish, is in the waiting room.
Hey.
Can barely
Oh, wow.
hear you, Will. Test, test, test. Test, test, test.
There we go. Sorry.
It's okay. Looks like you're rearranged your room a little, huh?
That I have. I moved my most of my stuff to my bedroom. It's a lot quieter, sort of. It's been so long since I've used this setup, I forgot I didn't have it on my computer, so I had to re-download it.
David Villa says, looks like grown up, getting older.
Yeah, that's true.
He's been around for a few years now, David. Been part of FlashFam for a while now.
Yep, ever since Rose invited me, I've been doing a few things, but had to restart and had to get my channel back off the ground, so we speak, I guess. So been doing good lately. I'm actually doing better than I did last time.
Well, sometimes it just takes a little break and come back and have
That's true.
at it.
Yeah. Did a whole bunch of stickers and whatnot for this new channel and everything. And everyone's been wondering if I was going to go to the Tennessee event. And I said, sorry, ain't got enough money, ain't got enough time.
I wouldn't mind going down to that. I was talking to Hot Mess about it, Hot Mess Fishing,
Mhm.
because she's going to be heading down there. And my stepson, oh, Josh is back. My stepson is in Newport, Tennessee, which is only about 45 minutes from. I need to fix the meeting chat or the meeting box since there's two of you in there now.
Mm.
I'm back. What's up, guys?
Not
Not
much.
much.
Cool.
I'm trying to fix it so you guys all fit in the box. Good.
Type of split screen.
That works.
Am I coming in too loud as well? I mean, I got a new
No,
microphone
you're
and everything.
fine.
All
You're
right.
fine, Willie.
Yeah, I'm just using my cell phone, so it's kind of crappy.
Yeah, I
works
can
too.
tell the difference between camera and regular home base on SteamYard all the time
Right.
because it squishes the image.
Yeah. So who's this big magfish?
This is William. He's a friend of mine. I've had the privilege of hanging out with him personally several times, Josh.
Yeah, there's stickers in the center.
He's come to 2 of my flash bashes, and hopefully I'll see him again in the future.
One day.
He's a magnet fisherman.
Oh, okay.
But I think he might have got bit by the gold bug, and you're dabbling with metal detecting also, aren't you, Will?
I have been. When I went to the Wisconsin event last year, I was with Risha and James from Iron Antler Adventures, and I kind of got into metal detecting up there. And I also know Brian Speaks from Tri Valley Metal Detecting. He lives about 2 hours away from me in the eastern, southeastern part of Kansas. And I've done a few things before, but I've never really hit the metal detecting scene very well. I'm more of a magnet only kind of guy. So I've hit almost every single lake, stream, and pond around the eastern side of Kansas and met a few people, done a few videos, went to an event, went to several events, and that's about my kind of thing on YouTube.
That's awesome, man. I've seen some of that stuff on Facebook where they're magnet fishing and pulling up guns and all this crazy stuff. It makes me want to do it. That's awesome. Just hidden treasures, you know?
Yeah, rusty gold is what it's called in this side of the, I guess you could say the hand.
I like that.
Know.
Rusty gold.
Yeah, probably the best thing I actually found is what's on my sticker here. is an old Reed Company drill head I found a couple years back in a nature pond, literally on the other side of town. That's about the best thing I've ever found. And I'd found that before I even had a channel. That was the last day of 2020. And I was just out breaking ice for all the fishermen before the game preserve people decided that I couldn't be doing that anymore. But whatever.
Yeah.
Had a high-end magnet from over in the UK. Those are way too expensive for trying to bring over here, but I know a few channel names that actually have those. Specifically, a guy from the Florida area, Magnet Junkie. He's sponsored by Magnetar, but had one of those, threw it out in the middle of the pond, and couldn't figure out what the heck it was trying to pick up. Third throw in, I find a drill head and like, what is this thing? Oh, here, let me go grab the thing.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do some magnet fishing. That seems like a cool thing to do. Only problem is you got to make sure you bring a truck or something, because if you get bicycles and big stuff, then you can't just throw it back. That doesn't seem right. You got to take it out and scrap it somehow.
Yeah, here it is. It's about a 15 to 20 pound Reed Company drill head.
Oh, that's cool, man.
If you go back,
better head.
yeah, it's a 4 instead of a Tricon. So it's meant for, one of my dad's friends told me it's actually for water wells and all that.
Yeah.
That's doorstop I found. But yeah,
Radio wants to know what's the most common item you find.
Rust. Always rust and nails. If you ever look on any of Rose's videos, her and Angela always found nails, and I can attest to that. I found nails, but most of the time that I go around any of the fishing docks, I always find fishing poles and hooks. But I do have quite the knack for finding multi-tools. I have no idea why, but even in Wisconsin, I can't get away from the Leatherman wave. It always seems to show up. So it's like I've got like 5 or 6 of those things out in the shed. Those aren't cheap.
Makes sense. You know, outdoors people are out there, and first thing you lose is whatever you got in your pocket. So
that's true.
Right.
Where everyone else was finding firearms and unexploded cannonballs, I was finding all sorts of weird other stuff. I think I was like the only person that pulled up a car winch or something like that. It's always real random when it comes to using the magnets, and I should know I've got almost every single magnet that Ben Dormachek of Kratos Magnetics has on tap, that's for sure. So I'm kind of an unofficial king of the magnets, a lot of people say around YouTube.
Who wants to know if they're still usable?
The
Leatherman.
The multi-tool.
Yeah, the Leathermans, all but one of them are still usable. I just haven't done anything with them. I need to put them through an acid treatment or something to.
Yeah.
My friend Kirk from Washington, Secret Creek Prospecting. I guess this is for you, Will.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to know what's the weirdest thing you have brought to the surface.
Weirdest thing. Well, other than that drill head, it's got to be what I found next to the bank here in town. It's actually my last and latest video. I shouldn't say last, but it's probably the latest video. I have no clue why there's a mixing disc for one of those giant what would it be? It's like a kitchen mixer, but it's meant for one of those industrial ones that you used to find in schools. I have no idea why someone tied a rope to it, and it's still down by the pond.
That's
yeah, there's some Probably need to go do a video about cleaning up all the trash around there. Just way too much stuff. But
Videos just about cleaning up are good, you know.
true.
And
Very true.
I encourage any magnet fisher, any prospector, any metal detectorist, treasure hunter, period, or any outdoor enthusiast at all. If you're out in creation, enjoying Mother Nature, take trash bags with you. Pick up others' trash.
Definitely.
Take it out. Take it to the ranger station and ask if you could use their trash can.
Yeah, give
Definitely.
it to them.
That's what I do. If I take it out of state land, I go to the DNR office. If I take it out of Forest Service land, I go to the Rangers station and ask if I could dump it. And I've never got denied yet.
True.
Yeah, it's a good idea for sure.
Yeah,
Hurry back, Tenn.
that's what's problematic with some of the magnet fishing things. There's a lot of people that do the hobby but never clean up after themselves, and that's just one of the problems. And that's why one of the states here in this country of ours is banned it. But that was more along the lines of damaging historical artifacts, I guess.
I am, Mark. I've been practicing for years, Mark Thomas. I'm a great ventriloquist. Willie Shiny Gold's in the house. How you doing, man? You
Doing good.
did a short on Crown King and didn't ask me. Damn. Anyways, love your guests and your channel. Thank you. Why, Willie? Do you live by Crown King?
Uh, do they live in this state?
No, Willie
No.
Shiny Gold lives in
Oh,
Arizona,
sorry.
and I did a short about Crown King, Arizona. It's a near ghost town, I believe. So
A ghost town. Sounds interesting.
I've been doing a lot of shorts about gold mining history and different
Mm.
boom towns and near ghost towns and ghost towns and mines and stuff like
You know,
that.
another way that you can use magnet fishing as a
Mhm.
prospector, and not so much in the water, but I call it magnet raking. Say you're in an area where you're finding a bunch of steel and nails and stuff. You can just take your big magnet, go over the land first before you go metal detecting,
Mhm.
and then pull off all the iron, set it in a pile somewhere, and then when you swing, hopefully there's less trash noise for you to deal with.
That's
Or
true.
just, even as you're digging, put a big magnet in there, and that way you don't have to locate what it is because the magnet just picks it up and then swing again. If the target's gone, you know you got it.
That's true. Last time was out at the GPAA place for Flash Bash was using the magnet. I
Yeah,
was trying to check all the rust, but didn't find much.
Yeah,
yeah. Or
actually,
if
did
you,
you go on to the Swankies with some of the guys and check it out while you were there?
No, I think I left before.
'Cause the campground where I rented for the weekend of Flash Bash, Josh, is located. It borders with the Swank East lease in Butler, Ohio.
okay. Yeah, I don't know much about that side of the world.
I
Stuck
can
pretty local.
understand you're in the mother lode. I can't blame you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wish I could find gold in my state. You have to dig, I don't know, like 60 feet down just to find what was it? A concentrate again? Uh, dark sand,
Black sand.
black sand. That's what it was. Yes. Uh, someone my dad knew used to work for a sand pit person about 20, 30 miles away from here. And he'd always say, the old guy's digging in the dirt again. And he picked up something, but he didn't show us. So it's like, I mean, you got to dig down and must find something. So,
What
but
state are you in?
Kansas, actually directly in central part of Kansas. I live about 40 minutes away from Wichita.
You know, the way to go, man, is just jump on Google and
Mhm.
Google gold mines in your area, or
Gold
you can
mine.
look at the USGS topographical maps, and they usually
Mhm.
have the mines labeled. And then you go there and see it, you know, first make sure it's not claimed or whatever you got to do to get on there and legally prospect it. But you know, and that's the best way to go. And it, because around here, you can go to any creek and you're going to find gold, you know.
True. There.
Um, but if you're trying to pinpoint areas, then the best thing to do is just do research and then look around those spots.
True.
'Cause I know a lot of the East Coast gold is pretty spotty stuff.
That's
In glaciated areas, I've done pretty good in Vermont.
Yeah.
In 4 hours, I did 1.4 grams.
pretty impressive.
Not
That was
bad.
real good.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Ellsworth Carl, hello. Give the girls a hug for me, please.
Zero gold on the East Coast, huh? Well, that's not true, but we have a writer for the magazine, and he's in the East Coast area, and he
Yeah, I
writes
was
about,
just talking about Matt before you came on.
yeah, and he does a great job of, you know, he's real smart about the way he goes about it. He does his research first, and then does some testing, and then he'll bring in the big dredges if it tests well, you know.
He's really big with LiDAR too.
Yeah, he's
And
great with
he
that stuff.
really
Laser finding.
utilizes it. And I've had the pleasure of being with Matt on the river once or twice.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
and he does very well in Virginia. Um,
Yeah,
Use the tools you got.
he's definitely the guy to talk to about East Coast gold because he's researched everything. He's actually a certified geologist as well.
Huh.
Heavy Pans Willie, thanks for stopping in, Willie Shiny Gold. He says, Josh knows the legalities, love it. I'll be back to catch the rest. Heavy Pans and treasure to all.
See you, Willie. Wheelie.
Wheelie.
Yeah, if anybody ever has questions about legalities and stuff, especially here in California, or even just questions about filing mining claims and researching, and I know I have tons of knowledge in those areas, so feel free to post them up or get a hold of me later or whatever. I got no problem helping, giving people the information.
And
Information is power, as they say.
you can
Yes, sir.
easily find him on Facebook and where he was my guest on a show. There's a link to all his uh, social media on that show's page down in the description. So, how about the New York? Is it even possible? Just say you lost it in a boating accident, Mark. But
That's true.
I've heard rumors that New York is in talks about abolishing the King's Law.
There you go.
Because right now, I believe New York's pretty much the only state where all gold found belongs to New York.
Yeah, pretty odd. Looks like leftover laws from when England ran the place.
Strange how technology can advance, but laws cannot.
True. Good point.
If you keep it in the water you found it in. Okay, always keep that gold in a wet vial full of water and you're all good, Mark. So,
Either that or just come on out to California and get on the best gold, take a trip.
there's some good gold in the mother lode. I'll
Yeah, I
probably
found
have
a
to
few.
hit you up next time I'm out there, Josh.
Yeah, you got to, man. I got some great spots we can go. And I'm not into the long hikes anymore, so most of my spots are pretty easy access stuff. Just get there, unload, and start working.
Well, that's good because I'm getting
Easy
older
is
every
good.
day.
Yeah, me too.
My friend Brad, he's going to the Downeyville area, but he's going to Blue Leads nugget hunt up at Union Flats. Brad Welsh shows.
Yeah, I'll be
If
going to
I
that
am a
too.
visitor to California, do I need a miner's right license to go sniping for gold? Will be coming from Australia, he says.
No, you don't. The thing is there, there's no permits for gold prospecting unless you're either trying to dredge or use heavy equipment. Other than that, it's just free for all. Other than you got to make sure you're in areas where it's not someone else's mining claim. There's a lot of state parks that you can go to, but a lot of times they'll tell you, hands and pans only,
Right.
which kind of sucks. But if you're just sniping under the water, just tell them you're just looking around.
Are you
But
bringing
that's
your?
like groups.
I'm
That's
wondering, is Brad gonna bring his Blue Nemo?
what's Blue Nemo.
It's a battery operated hookah system.
Oh,
The Nemo goes to 10 feet or 15 feet, and oh, I forget the new one. I just had the name of it,
I've
and
heard of those. Definitely, they're pretty cool.
and um,
So, Brad, when you come out, get a hold of me. I'm on Facebook if you are Josh Reinke, Reinke. And I can, hook you up with spots and stuff. I have that group and it's only $15 a month. You can cancel anytime you like. We do monthly outings. And if you're looking to go sniping, I can point you in the right direction on a couple of our claims where you could find some really nice stuff.
yeah, we dropped the link to Ranky Gold Prospecting, I think it is. Mr. Lodak dropped it a couple times, Brad. So
Yeah.
there's
So you
his
just
contact information there, and there Mr. Lodak dropped his Facebook page. So there you go, brother.
And if anybody ever has questions, especially the foreign people, give me a call. I'm more than willing to help.
Right on.
And it's all about keeping the legacy alive.
That's true. As they say, uh, metal detecting is also a dying sport as well. Got to teach, got to keep going.
Yeah, if it's not on a computer, the kids these days don't want to do it.
That's true.
Yeah, they'll play Gold Rush or something on computer, and
Yeah,
when they
right.
could be out finding the real thing.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
I mean, for most people, once you go out and actually find some gold and you figure out how to pan a little bit, they they get hooked, and they're like,
Mm.
man, that was so cool. And it's real gold that I'm finding in nature. And, so it's just about getting them out there the first couple times and then they'll know if they want to keep doing it or not. And so I try to give as many people the opportunity. Like sometimes our outings will be totally free for anyone to come just so they can come out and check it out and all that. So I think as a community, outreach to other communities that may be interested in gold mining, I think is a really important thing to do. And there's quite a few of us out there doing it still. So that's good.
Ken, he's from Idaho. He says lots of gold in Montana and Idaho.
Yep.
Uh,
I almost moved to Idaho.
it's beautiful country.
Used to
Welcome
work with
back,
a person.
Moons over Miami. Paul C's from Ohio. He says, to drive 50 miles for 15 specs is a good day. There's
Well, it's
places where you could do better than that, Paul.
kind of like fishing. For most of us, just being there by the water and hanging out is the reward, and the gold is just a bonus.
Right. You're right there. You're
The people you meet.
definitely right there. Um, Gold is the bonus. Or I mean, the real treasure are the people you meet and the people you hang out with, and the gold is the bonus.
Definitely.
Definitely.
That's been the biggest blessing I've got from being involved with the mining community has just been the great friends I've met and hung out with, and now a lot of them are like family to me. So that's definitely
Yeah.
the biggest blessing I've received from the gold.
Welcome, Chris. How you doing, Yeti?
Yeti.
The day out is the gold, right? I can't wait to get out. I've only been out once so far this season.
Yeah, I get out pretty often, but I never get the opportunity to really dig because typically I'm teaching people or something like that. But I still got my spots. I go dredging, and for me, if I'm not dredging, then I'm just kind of playing around. I don't care how much gold I get because I don't take it seriously at that point. I'm not going to work my ass off for half a gram shoveling and that kind of stuff. And that's when I bring the dredge out when I want to get serious about it. I got a couple spots where I can do pretty good, quarter ounce in 3 hours with a 3 inch, pretty typical.
Nice. You have air on the 3 inch?
No, no, most of the creeks that I go to, because I don't go to the big rivers, for the most part, because normally they're right next to a road.
Right.
So I get tucked up in the mountains and find myself a small creek and get in there, and I don't even float the dredge. I put my dredge box on legs and
Oh,
set up
okay.
that way.
And
And
long
it's a lot.
arm it. There you go.
Yeah, and I have a wetsuit and goggles and a snorkel and that kind of thing. You just sit there and float and make it happen. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, these Utah guys that I have in the chat, they're like, stay out of Ohio or Utah then. They claim there's no gold in Utah. Say it's
Huh.
all on the
There's gold in Utah.
latter states, Temple. Oh,
No, there's gold there, just like Wyoming. There's gold in Wyoming. How
yeah,
much?
I know.
I don't know.
I call them liars all the time. Lady Spitfire, hello. Hello from Northwest Georgia. Beautiful
Hello.
country.
Digging for gold is one thing, but digging for precious gems is another. Like at the Crater of Diamonds, I did find out something interesting about Oklahoma from someone. They said that there is a salt lake bed, I believe, to go dig for quartz crystals. It's like 2 hours away from me, I believe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So
there's
there.
lots of quartz crystals in this area too. They just don't have the value like gold does.
Mhm.
And Lady
So
Spitfire, yes, Georgia has some very nice gold. Actually, Dahlonega area has the purest gold in the country, I believe.
that's cool. Yeah, hey Brad, when if you do make it out here to California, get a hold of me. I can put you on a dredge, no problem.
Yeah, they pretty much outlawed dredging in Aussie land.
Yeah. That's a bummer too, because
They
there's
they
some good
need to
stuff.
do what the Us Yankees did and break away from the crown.
Agreed.
No time like the present to do it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Dahlonega. It's a beautiful town. Great museum. Gold in the bricks in the museum was the mint at one time. And
I'll
Tammy
get
and
all.
Tony at the Cresson mine are really good people. Really good people.
Oh, sorry, to break it, but I have a little bit of things that I got to do. I'll let you guys continue on.
Hey, brother, good
Well,
to meet you, man.
thanks
Yeah,
for
same here.
blessing us with your presence, Willie. Until next time, buddy. I've
On the
already
river.
met you on the river, so I
Hey,
look
if you know
forward to.
anyone that's passing through Kansas, send them my way. I could teach them about using the magnet.
There you go. There you go. Thank you, Willie.
Yeah. See you guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Willie's a
All
good
right.
guy.
So what about you, Ed? What's the biggest piece of gold you've ever found?
It was about 5 ounces on the Scott River, Northern California, Siskiyou County.
5 ounces?
1993.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was all by chance. I was on an LDMA property selling prospecting supplies, and I got away from my booth for a little bit with my gold bug and a MD20, and I hopped in a hole that looked like a Volkswagen bus could fit in it.
Nice.
And first thing I thought, well, there were no pans around it, there were no equipment in it, so it was no longer a day claim, right?
Hmm.
And all I thought about is no one in their right mind's gonna put in that much work if they're not getting gold. And I happened to get it on the sidewall of the hole. It was around a boulder. I probably couldn't even put my arms around it. And I used both the gold bug and the MD20 to pretty much get it. That's
Yeah,
how
I
I
hear that.
initially found it.
That's the Falcon you're talking about, right? The
Yes,
MD20.
yes, yes.
Yeah, I hear those things are the best pinpointers you can get.
And they're like they can detect very, very small gold too.
Yeah, I need to get myself one. I've wanted one for years, but just haven't pulled the trigger yet.
And from what I'm hear, they're a lot better than they were used to be back in the early mid '90s. So
Oh, so they've upgraded them, huh?
you would hope so, you know.
You would. Yeah, there's been a lot of
They
technological changes.
might have the same looking wand with the attached cord in the box, but I'm sure they've done some tweaks to it, to make it even better,
Yeah,
they're a great tool, yes, it was. I
that's what I
wouldn't
hear.
mind having another one, but I can't see investing in a lot of stuff like that here
Yeah,
where I am now. Maybe if I were like some people and able to get out west every year, might be a different story if I snowbird in Arizona or went to California or even the better gold country like over on the Burnt River in Oregon, um, Baker County, Baker City, Oregon area, or down around what's that, Josephine County, Jackson County.
yeah.
But I've done pretty good dredging on the Rogue before too.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I used to have 3 claims up in Washington and Skagit Valley. And then me and my partners, we had 2 claims on the Klamath
Yeah.
at one time, but that's all back in the 90s, where
Yeah,
we could
there's pretty
still.
good gold in that area still, and a lot of it wasn't hit that hard because the main gold rush happened here in Grass Valley in this area. And then some of those more, out there places like Klamath and Oregon and stuff, they still got mined, but not as hard as they did here. So you still get a good chance.
Yeah. Um, it's still out there though. My friend Bennett, who was in here earlier, and Top Cat, he's from Sacramento. Bennett's north of Auburn, I believe, not Auburn, Coloma,
Okay.
and they find some really nice stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, that's a great area. I mean,
uh,
Coloma's probably only an hour and 20 minutes from me.
now, last year, you'll probably have to wait till you see it on the stream since I'm trying to save on some bandwidth with cameras and stuff or
Yeah.
RAM usage. But I have a large Altoid can in my hand right now. Bennett found a nugget quartz specimen, gold quartz specimen, easily the size of that or a cigarette pack, one or the
Wow.
other. And I believe that was last year or the year before. I belong to a chat group with a bunch of West Coast prospectors on our phone and
Hmm.
text. And the pictures they share, and by the time I am able to read all the comments and stuff, it's like, why do I even want to comment back? I do. I'm like, nice goal, guys, great job, but it's like,
Where's
geez.
mine?
I'm like, save some for me whenever I'm able to get back out there again someday.
Well,
Some friends of mine are in the house. I see Grease Monkey Prospecting. Good to see you, Terry. PA Patriot Prospecting. Dan, good to see you. Mitch Graveyard Prospecting. Good to see you. Oh, yeah. Mayhem. Braden's been killing it in Coker Creek area. He's been sniping in the Coker Creek, or I don't know if it's actually in Coker Creek or Talico River, uh, but he's been doing really good.
that's
Are you
awesome.
in our chat, Mitch? Graveyard Prospecting, Mitch. He's from Southwest Oregon, good gold country, you know.
Yeah, definitely. That's
Yeah,
where it's at in Bergen.
I've had some good days dredging on the Road River back in the day. Two Toes, Top Cat Bennett, our gold studs. Yeah, they kill it. They put in a lot of work, and I'm sure you've been down there, Mitch, with Damon, and see those guys work. They work hard. They hike farther. They dig deeper. And they use the tools they have and they use them well.
Some hardworking folks. That's what it takes to be a good gold finder.
Yeah. I makes me wish I never left the West Coast sometimes.
Well, if there's anything you ever need, places to go, anything, just let me know. I'll hook you up.
Right on, Josh. I appreciate it, man. I
Anytime,
appreciate it.
brother. Well,
He
not much
sniped
going on in the chat.
he sniped over here with you guys in Jackson County. Nice.
Anybody have any questions for us? I can answer most of them.
Shoot them out.
Put them in the chat.
Ronald says, thanks for being here, Josh.
Yeah, thank you, Ronald. Always a great time with that. But yeah, the Downeyville Gold Rush Days is something, you know, there's not other gold shows like it. And that's what's so cool is it's not just an outing to go mining. We also have the vendors. There's other historical things that the town puts together. They have a nice museum. You know, and Downeyville itself is very historical mining town. In fact, at one point, Downeyville was in the runnings to become the state capital of California because back in that time, it was all about gold mining, and it was one of the best producing areas in California. And so we get to actually mine in the town. There's two rivers that go right through town. There's the Downey River and then the North Fork Yuba River. Both are world famous for having great gold. In fact, last year, I saw 2 or 3 4-gram plus nuggets that they found during the show in the river.
Nice.
Yeah, we saw lots of gold. People were pulling some great stuff. And it's not an area that you can just mine. You know, this is special permission. The claim is owned by the Farnham family, and they lease it to another group called the Comstock Gold Diggers, and they're out of Nevada. And so you have to join Comstock to be able to go there, you know, throughout the year, or you know. And so they've been gracious enough to open it up for the Downeyville Gold Rush Days for everybody that attends. And it's only $30 per adult on the weekends. Or I'm sorry, for the entire event, it's $30 per adult.
Right.
And that's a 4-day event. So you get to dig all 4 days, and that gives you access into the gold show. We also have a cool old time reenactment where they shoot blanks and stuff, and they go in, they're all dressed up in the 1800s clothes, and then they go into the bar and pick a fight with each other and then go out to the streets. And we shut down the whole street, actually get permits through the county to do that. And they like reenact an old gunfight, and you know, it's just tons of fun.
That's cool.
It's about as close to experiencing the gold rush.
Downeyville was Hangtown too, right?
No,
Or
Hangtown was Placerville.
Placerville, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah,
my bad.
Lots of good gold there too. But yeah, no, Downeyville it's a real small town. Probably only a couple hundred people that actually live there during the summer, or I'm sorry, throughout the winter, like full time.
Right.
And so it's just this really small town that we just take over, fill it up with miners, and have our run of the whole place.
Well, it's cool they're working with you again, Josh. I know last year you put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds like it panned out.
Yeah, well, they love me now.
Bad joke.
I put about $500 into their nonprofits and school and all that. So yeah, they like us a lot.
Oh, wow.
Hi, Mitch.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How's it going?
This is the first time I've seen Ed's avatar. It's cracking me up.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Now
It's
you know
hilarious.
why my granddaughter flipped it off, huh?
That's amazing. You look so much younger, Ed.
Well, thank you. It's amazing what a cartoon character, how it makes you less old.
Yeah.
Right.
So you get it. So Josh, you got a group of miners that go over and take over a town. Is that what you're saying? That's awesome.
We host something. It's called the Downeyville Gold Rush Days.
Downeyville,
And
where's that at?
in California.
Oh, duh.
It's
Duh.
Yeah.
right below Union Flats. It's
Okay.
downriver from Union Flats a little bit on the north
It's about 2 hours east of Sacramento.
Okay. So you go to the Yuba event then? Too.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Their,
Okay.
theirs is the week before ours.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
the nugget hunt.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know all those guys and great guys, man. Yeah, they do a really cool outing. I mean, so many people show up to that thing. It's crazy.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you ain't camping there. I guarantee you that because it's full already a year ahead of time.
I know a guy or two.
Yeah,
They have their own. They always have a campsite.
very good. Yeah,
The guys that I run around with.
You know, Tim reserves a couple of spots there as soon as they're open for
right.
reservations. Top Cat and others are already reserving them.
Yeah.
I hear that place is a nice resort. Sierra Streamside Resort, Brad.
Yeah.
1 mile from Union Flat. Nice.
Yeah, those
nice.
guys. A lot of those resorts up there are amazing. Right on the river. Just some of the coolest places you can be.
Brad Hayden, Rocky Mountain Prospectors, going to be at both the events.
Very nice. See you there, man.
I think I'm gonna do the Yuba this year too. Last year I had something come up. I couldn't go.
Go down with Damon. I know Damon's going.
I know him and everybody's gonna go.
Are they getting a cabin again? Otis and all those guys?
I don't know. I'll probably go with Jeremy from Jefferson State Gold.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but we'll all meet up.
Come on up for the Gold Rush Days. It's only the week after, August 1st through 4th, and it's $30 per adult for the entire weekend. If someone's showing up just for the day, then I'll probably have a little bit cheaper of a price for them because I understand that's, not too bad of a price, but at the same time, some guys would like to pay less if they're only there for a few hours, and I understand that. And so, yeah, come on up, man. It's a blast. Last year we had 1,000 people in Downeyville.
Nice.
Holy
nice.
smokes!
Yeah, the restaurants were all out of food by 3 o'clock on Sunday, and it was crazy. We bought the whole town out of everything. So,
Oh, I bet all the businesses and stuff really appreciated it.
they said it's the best event that they had that year as far as business goes.
Nice.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good that they support you guys.
Oh yeah, and it's a really small town, of course. So through hosting this show, I've gotten to know just about everybody in town, and so sometimes we go up there just for the weekend to hang out. I know the hotel owners, and she's actually my co-host, Sonia Moline. She does. It's called Downeyville, or dang it, Discover Downeyville. That's her nonprofit, which is just
Cool.
about helping support Downeyville and bringing more people in. And, so that's the cool thing is you get to know all these people, and I go up there and it's like being at home for me,
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun and really nice people. And just Downeyville itself, just being there is an experience. It's absolutely beautiful. And there's so much history. They still have the gallows set up where the last person who was ever hung in California was hung there.
Oh,
And then
geez.
and then they got another one too. That's the first lady that was ever hung in California was hung there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wonder what she did.
yeah,
Witchcraft.
some guys did some bad stuff to her, and she killed them, and so they hung her. Yeah.
That's a shame,
She was a lady of the night.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, God bless her.
There were a lot of those in mining towns back in the day.
Yeah.
And
Well, did you see those old miners? Like they needed it. They stunk. They didn't take showers. They were how else are they meeting ladies?
They were
Right.
going to get the gold, and unfortunately, those mining the miners made the
The money.
most,
Yep. Yep.
brothels, saloons, merchants, like I forget his name, I'm sure Josh knows, but the richest man coming out of the California gold rush was a merchant, and he promoted the heck. Bannon?
Yep.
Bannon? Is that the name of him? Bannon? I don't want to
I
search
don't
for
know
it, or
that
I'll
one.
probably glitch up my computer.
Can I tell you guys something something weird that we're going through right now?
If you want to share it with us and the rest of the audience,
Okay.
you're more than
I
welcome.
would. So there's a little stream around Jacksonville, right? Jacksonville, Oregon. If there was no gold mining, there'd be no Jacksonville, Oregon, right?
Right?
So there's a stream that goes through there. It's been pummeled. It was the first strike. I don't want to say the name. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Anyhow, it's pretty much public access. So you go in there. It's still got gold in it. You can go in there, but it's hit and miss because it's been mined so much. But you could have a 2 gram day. You could have a 0.2 day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's been beat, tailing piles, all this stuff. And on the other side is a hill that goes straight up, and there's a trail where people like to jog or wash their dogs and stuff like that. And then they start complaining about us miners digging and mining, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like, man, and we throw our tailings on that side to kind of shore up the hill because it's crumbling, So we're trying to keep it nice, and we're not leaving any trash and shit. And they still keep complaining, and it's like this creek dries up, doesn't have any life in it. You won't even find a crawdad in the thing, and they're gonna bitch about a short season, and they're trying to get us kicked out. We've been a couple guys have been threatened by I don't know if it was staters or OD Oregon Wildlife, but yeah, now they're sneaking through the woods. They're peeking at us. They're fucking they're just making sure nobody's using anything they're not supposed to be using and stuff. They tried to tell us you can only use pans. We're like, no, man, we're gonna use sluices here. I mean, that's kind of normal, We're not
Well, what does the state say about it? I would go by what the state says and
it's
go
an
by
iffy
that.
it's a very iffy thing. Like it could go one way or the other. And
Is it a
that's why
state park or who manages it?
um this I think the city it used to be a claim, and then it what the hell? I don't know the status, but it's just been a place for years and years and years where everybody can go and just muck around, just go in, mess around for a few hours, drive home, whatever. Had no
Just
problem at
figure
all.
out who manages it. If it's the city, then they can basically screw you out of whatever they want
Dictate
to.
whatever they want.
Yeah.
I don't think they really want to, because they haven't issued any fines or anything. And they're watching us, they're watching what we're doing. They're not coming in and they don't really want to enforce it, I don't think.
That's good.
Well, the only thing I could recommend, Mitch, is until they actually do citations or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say this regardless, even if you're on your own claim, stay within the boundaries of the law,
Right.
be a good steward of the land,
Yep.
and be a great ambassador of our lifestyle.
Well, it's just crazy how ignorant these people are. They're the hill
Well,
that
when
they're
they
hiking
have
is
the
crumbling.
media tell them, they compare it to old days hydraulic mining.
Yep.
I saw it
Yep.
back in Washington when we used to always fight the state, and we tried to get the 4 off-roader, the HOV riders in with us and stuff, and they're like, no, they're not bothering us, but now they are.
Yeah, but now
But
they are.
Yeah.
um they would show pictures of salmon, spawned out salmon dead in the river, and say, oh, it
Yeah.
was caused by dredgers.
Yep.
And we know better, but it's
Yep.
the ignorant people in the field that think food don't come from farms and ranches, that they come from the supermarket, and they just listen to the idiot politicians who don't care about anybody, and
Yeah.
they get sucked into their propaganda, and they're misinformed and
They, they don't
uninformed.
they don't even do the research of what they're complaining about either. Because you couldn't damage that creek any more than it has been in the past with a group of guys with just shovels and sluices. You can't.
No.
It's been basically bombed by the gold rush, you know. Like I said, there's no fish living in there. There's no crawdads in there. It's only a seasonal creek. And it's like if these people would just take the time and understand that maybe they'd have a different point of, a different idea. Like they're not hurting anything because there's nothing to hurt.
Right.
Well, and here's another, this is how I handle these situations when it's something like that is, again, I'll figure out who manages it and then get a permit through them to do some type of outing or, a day thing out there, charge people a little bit of money and donate it right back to them. You get
That's
in, whoever the managing people are, get in with them and tell them why they should be your friend.
dude. That's a good idea.
And that way the people who just talk and, have an
Then
issue with it, they're not going to listen to them because you're
another
in their
good thing is,
pocket.
I'm sure there's trash somewhere there. Pick it up.
We've already done it.
Well, keep doing it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
Even if
there's
there's no
too
trash
many
left,
lazy
just
people that trash our wildernesses all the time.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's always the people on the outskirts of town that seem to dump their trash in the woods. And
well, unfortunately, I've seen that back home in Washington too, Mitch, is because they make it too expensive to get rid of it. And
that's when like the government goes, okay, well then we'll just sell this land to a timber company because they'll take care of it and they won't let anybody come in.
well, and that's the thing is, you could do this as well, is get with the people who own it, and even if you're not charging for it, just put together a miners day where everybody goes out there and picks up a bunch of trash and hauls it off. That's another way to get those guys liking you. And that's the whole thing is whoever the managing agency is, you get with them. And, it's like in Downeyville, around here, the forestry guys can be a really big pain in the butt, especially for us miners. But in Downeyville, there's this large trailhead parking lot. And so last year I got permits. This year I'll get the same. And I get permits to actually camp, pulling campers and dry camping and stuff for our vendors there so that they don't have to pay for, having their trailer somewhere. And because it's such a good thing for the town, the forestry guys are so willing to help me in any way they can because they realize the benefit that we're giving other people. And when you're dealing with these guys, that's the best way to handle it, because there's always those few people who will bitch, but they always bitch the loudest, and that's the
Right.
problem,
oh,
and
right.
And so you just gotta figure out a way around it, gain favor with people higher up.
It's like voting with your wallet.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, it's gonna be hard. That town got it basically turned super liberal, and a bunch of rich people own everything, and then they don't, you know, they don't like unseemly, what they consider unseemly things. Um, they're trying to get rid of our jet boats because they're too noisy. They're too
I heard
noisy.
on the Rogue River they're trying to
That's
get rid of the mail
yeah,
boat.
yeah, yeah. Because they bought their, $10 million home, and it's just too noisy as they go by. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
It's something that's been there forever.
Yeah, or just the local business of tourism on these jet boats is a local revenue stream.
Well,
And
I know fishermen put up a big fight with the prospectors in Washington. The HOVers wouldn't get involved with us back there, and now they're after them.
Yeah.
Soon they'll be after the fishermen too, because
oh yeah,
to the feds that watch over BLM land and U.S. Forest Service land and even DNR land, they don't look at it as public property. They look at it as their property.
Yeah.
that's why I like sniping. It's hard to
Float
Exactly.
around and wave
Yeah.
on cracks and
yeah, it's you never step on salmon spawns or anything like that, because you see what you're doing. You're in the water, you're face down, you're looking around, and I've never even come close to one.
And
And
it's a hell of a fun experience too, being
oh, it's the
underwater.
best.
It's less work, for you're just like high grading basically. You just find
Yeah.
the nice big stuff and take it out. So
Oh,
to me,
man.
sniping's a ton of fun.
I like it. I like it to the extreme. I like going deep into the fast stuff too now. I mean, because
Oh, cool.
a lot of the stuff on the Rogue has been on the shallows has been picked. So you start heading deeper, and it gets wild and it's fun.
well,
Yeah.
the harder it is to get to, the better the gold.
So we had if you saw, we had Dave Turn out there on the Rogue River.
Yeah, and you had that was
Me and
your
Tony.
dredge, wasn't it?
That was all the equipment basically that he was using was mine, except for the suit and the weight belt.
Right.
But we got him out there, and man, he was into it, which was cool. He wanted to do it. He wasn't scared. Like, his whole production team was scared, right? And we just didn't have enough time to teach him anything. And then we wanted to take him out into this other channel because he was basically in the baby pool, and then the next channel over is and so forth. It gets gnarlier, but the gold gets better, right? And so we want to put him on the gold, but you can't teach somebody in 30 minutes basically, or an hour, how to stay safe and that kind of stuff,
To be honest, I'm not too impressed with Dave Turin.
Why is that?
When he talks about how he's a big shot miner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he's not a prospector.
No.
He's never been a prospector. His family owns a quarry or a gravel pit in Oregon, Sandy area, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. He has heavy equipment experience, lots of it. He went in with the Hoffmans on a large scale mining operation. And that guy didn't know what like booming was when that guy was in Northern California booming.
Yeah.
He was surprised when a guy was using a shop vac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes in and he's like, I'm going to show you how to get it. And let me tell you, he's a nice guy, right?
Oh, I'm
He's a
not
nice
saying
guy.
he isn't a nice guy.
His
I'm just
grandkid's nice, but yeah, he doesn't know half the things that he's saying on there. That was the first time he dredged was with Jeremy up on his claim. And then he I believe he sniped with us before he did that California one.
mm-hmm.
So it was and then yeah, so I talked to him. I'm like, you didn't do any mining before you went to Alaska? He's like, no. I'm like, you're in Oregon. You didn't throw a pan, spin pans, nothing. He's like, no. And it's like, that's why all this stuff is so new to him, and he's like blown away by it because
Now, I'm
he'd never
not
done any of it.
positive if it was a gravel pit his family owns or is
Yeah,
it
it was.
a quarry. Now,
It was
if
a
it's a
gravel.
gravel pit, he should talk to his family and get a wash plant in there and run all the gravel.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Gresham area is actually very good for gold.
Yeah, I've got a gripe with those guys as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Dave himself, I don't have a problem with. He was a cool guy. I met him.
Well, yeah, you
filmed-
did a spiel with him a year or so ago, didn't you, Josh?
Yeah, I met with Dave and we filmed, and I gave him permission to use a bunch of pictures for my magazine, and helped them out with finding people in different areas, different states. They were calling me, the production team was calling me, asking all sorts of questions, and I just freely helped them. And then when it comes time for the show to air, they cut me out completely, and then
Oh.
started using my magazine pictures without even mentioning the name of the magazine, or at least having it on the picture, a little from ICMJ or whatnot.
Right.
And they did give me one little deal where they just went in, like in the credits at the end, that nobody watches, especially on a TV show, because they cut them off.
Yeah.
Said that I was in there, so legally they did their job. But at the same time, it's like, and all the help I gave those guys, all the countless hours of talking to them on the phone, meeting with them, doing all sorts of stuff, and they just cut me out of the show completely. And they used my magazine pictures without, on the first one when they had Jim Eakins with the metal detecting, and they said Jim Eakins made headlines and found, these nuggets and that kind of stuff. Well, they're talking about my magazine, but why couldn't they say made the headlines in the ICMJ magazine?
Right.
I don't understand why they did what they did, and it kind of bugs me. So if those guys ever want my help again, they're going to pay for it.
Yeah, because they're making a lot of money for sure.
Right. And
So-
if they're just going to cut me out and give me absolutely no advertising or anything for it, then no thanks.
So what I did is I got advertising for the stuff that we were using. So what I did is I called up my my hookah provider, like,
Yeah.
man, throw me a bad boy and I'll get it on Discovery.
Yeah.
Dave Peterson was cool enough to send us a dredge mat
Yeah.
for Jeremy's dredge, and that was bitching. I was supposed to be the lead guy in that, and Tony ended up being the lead guy because he's more he has more he has a more exciting life than I do, and I don't blame them, Plus they want people that are like super passionate gold fever guys. Like, all you want to do is gold, and gold's the future and all this stuff. And it's like, well, that's not all gold's about, I was talking to him about how it relieves my stress, and it's good for mental health. And I told him, some days you're not finding gold when you're diving in here, and sometimes you just watch salmon run upstream or something, or you're feeding the trout or whatever. They didn't want to hear that. They didn't want to hear, this guy just does this as a it's just a lifestyle.
And
sometimes you get gold, sometimes you don't, and you're not pinning your future on it
Right.
unless you're really good shit.
The show they did here in California was the first episode, and some of the guys that they had on there from around here, just total idiots, didn't know what they were doing at all. Like this one couple they had in there, and they literally were just dumping water into a high banker.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah, that was our happy camp.
Yeah, it's like nobody does that shit. and I'm sure the only reason why they did then is because they were worried about legalities of the equipment that
Yes.
they were
Right,
using.
and being on film and on TV, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, that's a bunch of BS. And then also the other guy from the Happy Camp looked like he did way too much acid in the day. Super weird guy.
How
The ones
many?
that,
Most
the one,
prospectors are super weird guys.
yeah,
Well,
not
you
all,
got a point there, Mitch. You know.
I met some characters.
definitely. But this guy, he was out there. He didn't know what he was doing at all. It's like that's the kind of people they chose, and then they cut me out. So that's my gripe. You
Yeah.
know,
I
I
could understand that, but you know, they could film and film and film and film. I've heard this from guys from Bering Sea Gold, Under the Ice, Devil's Canyon, and other stuff, and even from my friend Ray Russa, who was on
Frozen
Animal
Gold.
Planet's Frozen Gold with the twins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Ellie Knows Rocks. Um, they have no control what happens in editing.
Yeah.
I
No
know.
control.
And that's why I say I don't hold it against Dave
Right.
because it's not his deal. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And he gave me the opportunity. And so between Dave and I'm fine with him. No problem. He's a really nice guy, actually. But yeah, the production company just, I don't know, stomped on me pretty bad. I'm a little bit sore about it.
I can understand why you're a little bitter about that. You went out of your way to help them.
Yeah.
You know, let them use stuff from your magazine. And what,
Yeah.
you get a little piece of credits at the very end about Yay Big that you're absolutely right. No one watches.
Nobody, you know.
So,
I will give it up to them for, putting small timers on there though. It kind of shows the average person that you can go out and do this.
True. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I
And
like
that,
the idea of the show, but
yeah.
I feel like it would have been better if the production team was actually run by um gold miners so that they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
right.
You know, to where they could actually show it how it is these days. Because a lot of what I saw in there, I only watched one episode. After that, I was like, I'm never watching this shit again. But
I only watched my episode too, to be honest.
yeah,
The
so
Mr.
it's
Lodak's talking about a time where Keith Bowen from Hard Rock University here on YouTube. He's a hard rock miner out of Montana. And that one was a good episode, and I think Dave Turin learned some things.
no, I'm sure.
But just when he says, I have so many years of experience in it's not small scale, it's not
Right.
prospecting. He is, and there's a difference between a miner and a prospector.
Yeah,
There's a difference from when you're out prospecting to when you're out mining.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
there's a big difference from small scale to large scale. Big difference.
And there's
He's just
there's
a heavy equipment operator. You know,
yeah. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, you
Like,
sit in a dozer and you push off overburden so your excavators could come in and take pay dirt and put it in a truck, goes to a wash pan, and they call prospecting is when they take a little bit from their cut, pan it out in a puddle.
You're right. And then
and
there's like two or three flecks, and they're like, "That's a great pan." I've
yeah.
seen
Right.
that a couple times. I'm like,
This,
what are you
this
talking
should
about?
be
That's not
so
a great
much
pan.
a cubic ton or whatever. It's like, okay.
Sure.
I've thought about this because I thought the same thing because I've gotten pans that are better than what they're getting, and I'm thinking, oh, they'd be blowing their minds. Their minds would be blown.
Yeah. Come
You
on
know,
out to one of my claims, man. If that's good to you, I'll show you good, you know?
exactly. I
You,
mean, I'm just talking average stuff. I mean, it's better than usually their counts and
Yeah,
their their test pans.
totally. But
I
I will say
really
this, I
think out
watched,
of all those shows, the best one they've done so far is Devil's Canyon, and they only did it for one season.
I
I
don't know
haven't
that.
seen that one. I think the best show is Freddie and Juan. Those guys are the real deal.
Well,
Um,
yes, yes. Mine Rescue or whatever Freddie
Yeah.
Dodge
yeah,
does. Yeah.
those guys
Well,
are the real deal. Freddie Dodge probably runs more material than any other miner in California.
oh yeah, I think
Oh, I'm
he's.
sorry,
I
not
think
California, in the United States.
yeah, I think he has mine here in this area also in Southern California. If I
He's
was,
got a couple of them.
yeah, yeah, for sure, guys. I wish he would do a show like Dave's doing. Only he could actually teach us something instead of just you know,
Being taught.
yeah, instead of being taught. Like come help us out. Like I got a claim right now. It's got a creek going through it, a little tiny creek. It doesn't have any exposed bedrock or anything, but and no rounded rock. And but I dug in the creek and I found gold, like little pieces of gold, like and I put them under my a magnifying glass, and every single piece has a piece of quartz hanging on it, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, where the hell is this coming from? I would love somebody like Freddie Dodge to come in and be like, hey, this is where you should look. This is where you should look.
Yeah.
That would be somebody could learn something about.
Well,
Um,
I think the TV shows like those guys should gear away from the larger stuff, like the Alaskan shows. I think to represent the mining community on the smaller scale side, which is kind of what they've tried to do, but they missed the mark. And have somebody come out and actually do a show on the real people that are really out there doing it. I know tons of people that gold mine for a job and
Yeah.
not at some big thing that's just them out in the woods with their small equipment.
small
Yep.
scale full time miner.
Yeah, and
Well,
those are the guys that the show should be about, or companies like myself where we own certain things in the industry. And yeah, it's just they missed the mark big time with that one, I think.
I was really hoping that it was going to portray us also as not just a bunch of grumpy old men thrashing everything, that this
Yeah.
could be a family thing and it's a fun thing and people should be interested in doing it and
Yeah.
just shining us in a better light. Like we're not all a bunch of scumbags out there raping the earth.
No, totally. And that's, I tried to get them to come out to the Gold Rush days last year and film that. That would really show community, family, all that stuff. But of course, it didn't fit with what they
Agenda.
wanted to do. Yeah.
Right. They
Oh,
have their own agenda too. And
mhm.
it's
Yeah.
just sad so many have sold out to it though and just gone
Well,
along with it.
Are you
give
calling
me
me
a
a sellout?
No, I'm talking more like Dave Turin, Mitch.
Yeah,
hey,
I
give
know.
me
I'm
the
just
money
playing.
and I'll do it.
But
Yeah.
I'll
I've
sell
been
it.
contacted by production crews several times and I've told them all the same thing. No, thank you. Now,
Yeah.
if they offer to fly me to Australia or something, that I might do.
Oh, Josh,
Yeah.
you might know an answer to this. Do you have operations on the Klamath?
No.
Oh, have you been up there since they removed the dam? The dams?
Mm-mm.
I hear it's a dumpster fire, man.
That's what I hear
I
too. I
believe
hear
it.
it's in horrible shape. There's like fish dying and it did the opposite of what they were trying to accomplish.
So what happened, Ed, is they have dams up there on the Klamath, and what
Right.
happened was and I think why it passed was because it was they started on it during the COVID stuff, and everybody was freaked out and looking the other direction. But anyhow, this group got together with some native people, and they're like, well, we need to remove these dams for the fish so the fish can thrive, right? Well, as people should understand that dams hold back miles of heavy materials, heavy metal, all the bad stuff you don't want in your water, all that stuff. And when you remove a dam, you have to excavate that stuff out. You got to get it out of there before you release the dam. And they were thinking, well, we're just release these dams, and it's just going to blow right out the Klamath. It's going to be fine.
Have so much sediment behind the dam. It's like when they took out the one on the Rogue River.
Oh, that one accidentally.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were going to be forced to dredge that out too, get all that shit out. That costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
That costs a huge amount of money.
The thing is, too, is throughout the years, if it's an area where there's been hydraulic mining in the past upstream, all that mercury will collect to itself and just sit in a giant ball right next to the dam, full of gold too, probably. But you have taken the dam out, you've just impregnated the rest of the river or creek with all that mercury as well.
And they killed, that the salmon steelhead are kind of endangered, but even more endangered was like the indigenous sucker fish that's there. And then you just see all those fish that they were telling us for years that are just so sensitive, just dead by the thousands, man. It's like, what were you thinking? I could tell you what was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, same thing with like white sturgeons up there, super protected, really rare. And they lived in the deep waters near the dams, and now the sturgeons won't have a home.
That's true.
Bunch of damn idiots,
Well, if there were any still left in the river, they're probably dead from all that stuff that escaped out. I mean, it's going to take forever for that river to clear out.
Yeah.
And I mean, oh boy. I mean, that affects well water and irrigation and all that.
Earth is a magnificent machine, Mitch, and
I know it is, but you should see it. There are literal mud flats, and deer are getting stuck in them and stuff, trying to get to the river, the center part of the river, and it is a lot of shit to move. That's years and years and years and years of sediment and crud.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they should have dug it out and paid for it out of their own pockets and then removed the dam. But that's a lot of money.
Mitch, are you on Facebook?
I am.
Are we friends there?
I mean, we might be.
I don't know.
I don't know. You know what? If you're too political, then you're probably not a friend on my Facebook.
I don't do any politics on Facebook.
I don't either. It's a mess. I've lost too many friends and family members and bullshit that if somebody starts piping up and they say, well, if you don't like this, if you're going to vote this way or that way, unfriend me now. It's like, dude, don't threaten me with a good time.
Okay, some might unsub me now, but there's a right wing and a left wing. They're all on the same duck.
Yes, they are. That's the thing people don't understand. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't do politics, especially being a business owner. I don't take to public with that kind of stuff.
There you go, man. Smart.
Yeah. There's
Look me up, send me a friend request.
Time and a place, and most of the time it's best to keep it to your chest.
Yeah.
You're not going to change their mind.
It used to be if you asked somebody who they voted for, they'd just say, shut up. It's private. It's my personal thing.
It's like religion. Just don't talk about it,
Yeah, who cares?
People
mind their own business.
I'm an open book with it. Just, I'm not going to do it here. If you want to discuss it, let's have a civil conversation in private.
You know what? It's so hard to do. People get heated just like that.
Well,
like I talked to my mom, and I lay down some facts, and I show her. I have to Google things and show her that this, that, whatever, right? And I can see her blood just boiling, even with the proof right there, you know. And it's like, and all I'm proving is that both sides are terrible. And so, anyways, it always explodes, and then I got to calm her back down. And so much of society is so trigger happy, you know. It's just fucking stepping on a landmine. It ain't worth it.
Right.
No,
Well,
sir. But anyway, to answer your question, no, I'm not political on Facebook.
and
Good.
neither am I.
Well, I think I'm friends with Ed on Facebook.
I believe you are, Mitch.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't do a lot of Facebook anymore.
Just go through my friends list. You'll find Josh in it.
Cool. Yeah, you can't meet enough. Cool miners and prospectors. You know what I mean? Like
for
the more
sure. I'm
just
looking to expand my group into Oregon as well. So I have the ICMJ magazine, but then I also run another business called rinkygoldmining.com. And people pay $15 a month or $160 a year. And I need someone to tell me about where the gold's at in Oregon, because I don't have a ton of experience up there. And so maybe we can talk about some of that too.
you're talking to the wrong guy. I'm still looking.
Yeah, okay.
Brian Wilder.
Just kidding. I do know I do know some things, but you know how it is.
All right.
Good job,
Totally.
Mr. Lodak. Quit
What do you do?
spamming, Brian. Oh, Brian Wilder, American Gold Prospectors came in here and started putting in his numbers, spamming his numbers like always. And he's a good friend, personal friend of mine. I've had him here at the house, prospected with him in Vermont. But he always comes in and does numbers.
What number?
Oh, I think it was 20, and he just comes in 30,
just random ass
20, just typing in numbers, and 55, and Mr. Lodak,
gave him the boot.
He timed him out for 10 seconds, I think.
Well, now I'm glad I can't see that.
Trying to win. No giveaways tonight. Brian, and you know we don't do it that way either, brother. We love you, Brian No Pants, Mr. Hollywood. He's actually, he films for, is it Raw Television, Brian? He went up to Nome and he dredged for Vern Atkins for a season.
Oh.
And now he actually goes up and he films. He works for the production company. Brian's a great guy. Brian's an excellent dredger, an excellent gold miner, great guy. And we just love to give the guy shit. Beep. So
I don't even see him in chat. That's weird.
He's American Gold Prospectors.
Oh, there he is. What's he trying to win?
And nothing. He just does that every time. So he's just.
But we can do a couple giveaways if you guys want.
Actually, we're a half hour past time, Josh.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Maybe
blame it on Ed.
season when I come back from vacation, we get you on again. But I'd have to set up a way to do it. So, but we were, Brian getting me in trouble, buddy. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm definitely gonna check out your stuff, Josh. You look like you sound like you know a lot. I'm a relative new guy. I just happen to live in a place that has.
Do yourself a favor. Get a subscription. They're really reasonable at California Mining Journal. You could get an online subscription and a paper subscription. I've been reading this magazine for years.
Well, if Ed could read it, then
even before Josh owned it, it's great rag, and Josh has great plans for the magazine. I would do it and let them know you heard about it from Flashing Your Pan Productions.
Yes, sir. And
do I
don't
get a
forget about
discount
your
if I say, "Oh, Flashing Your Pan Productions"?
It's already a real reasonable price for a good, informative magazine.
Oh, that's fun.
$40 a year. We keep our subscription prices as low as possible. But I think out of each $40 that we get from a person per year, we actually only make about $5 over cost.
Then,
So,
like Matt Hospodar,
yeah,
he's the prospecting geologist here on YouTube. He's a columnist. Is Chris
yeah.
Ralph writing for you anymore?
Nah, he retired as soon as I took over.
Oh, okay.
Three of us did.
There's others. I believe Jack Tucker also does some writing for you, and some
Yeah, he
really
wrote.
good articles, and a detectorist I've had on before. Ray, is it?
Yeah, he's not in that issue. I think he's about ready to retire too.
Well, he's getting up there, but he's had some good. And here's your prospecting store, Mitch. Real great people at Armadillo Mining Supplies
Yeah,
in
yes,
Grants
sir. We
Pass,
like them.
Oregon.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I say that sarcastically because I get my ass chewed out there a lot, but
You
they're
probably
taking
deserve it, Mitch. When I
it's like
used to go in there on my way to Northern California from Washington, they were always very nice. They've been there forever.
oh, I
Yeah,
know.
they're great people.
Yeah.
I do need to cut it short, gentlemen. Josh,
I gotta
thank
go to
you for
work.
joining us. Mitch, have a safe night at work. I know you work graveyard.
Yeah, I gotta
so,
go.
And
Hey, Josh, maybe we could get a trip for you up to Oregon, Southern Oregon, sometime.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Just let's connect on Facebook and go from there.
Sounds good.
And
All right. Have a good night,
before
guys.
Ed kicks me off here, I just wanted to say, don't forget about the Downeyville Gold Rush days, August 1st through the 4th. You don't have to pre-register. You just get your lodging or camping, whatever you're going to do. Show up, $30 per adult. Kids 12 to 17 or $5. Anybody under 12 is free. And it's going to be the best gold show around, just like it was last year. And then also, if you're looking for places to go mining in California, be sure to check out rinkygoldmining.com. And for $15 a month or $160 a year, you get access to over 30 claims and also monthly outings, which are all free for members. We do barbecues and hangouts and just do the damn thing. So check us out, guys. Thank you.
I appreciate it, Josh. Thanks for hopping in. I hope your Downeyville Gold Rush Days is another huge success, my friend, and many more to come.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Not a, much love, my friend. All of you out there, thanks for joining us tonight. Mr. Lodak put in a link for rankygoldmining.com again. Also, every Friday night, we have watch parties over at goldprospectorspace.com where we watch Gold Rush Whitewater and other shows like that. And then we critique the heck out of them during commercials and stuff and have a really good time with like-minded friends. Next week, I have Mike from, I believe it's next week. I have Mike from Great Finds. He's a metal detectorist from Pennsylvania, I believe. Be joining us. He detects a lot with Aqua Jigger with Bo. Should be a really good show. Until next time, everybody, including you, Josh. I hope you always have a flash in your pan. And you all know what I like to say because it does happen. Maybe one day, too, we'll meet you on the river. But for now, where's my credits? I lost my credits again. But for now, I have to get ready for bed and still have an hour worth of post-production to do. Josh is always a busy man. Thank you for your time again, Josh.
You bet. Thank you for the opportunity.
Hey, not a problem, my friend. All of you out there, Flash Fam and friends, I hope to see you soon, but right now, we're out of here. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.